First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX and WIBX950.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Dr. Kent Hall is the Chief Physician Executive at MVHS and is on the line right now. Doc, good morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Yeah. All right. So that's not a great story to wake up to on a Monday morning.
No, it's not, honestly, but it is, honestly, it's just a numbers issue. So, if we need, 70 between, and the number is not exactly known, but it's somewhere in the 70 to 80 or 85% range of people who are immune to the disease. And you just do the math in terms of how many people have gotten infected and therefore have immunity at least for a period of time. But we don't know exactly how long that lasts. So let's say that after, and don't take this as gospel, this is my speculating, but let's say that after 9 months, natural immunity wanes to the point where it doesn't make any difference. Then what you need is 80% of the population to be immune, and that means that you need probably 85% of the population vaccinated, because we know that the vaccination that the vaccination with the native coronavirus is about 95% effective. Now, if you look at the variants actually decrease that somewhat, which means you need even more people vaccinated in order to reach that 80% number. And so it's really just a numbers game, which is why getting as many people vaccinated now, before there are even more variants that might be out there and might be even more troubling and problematic for us, is so important.
Do you think India, I mean, there's some people that are believing that what India is going through right now is a variant that is much more deadly and spreads quicker?
So that is something that's being investigated. There is some indication about that, but I don't think that we have full knowledge about that yet. Okay,
Jim in Utica, you have a question, by the way, 315-736-0186. Jim in Utica with Dr. Hall. Good morning.
Yeah, Dr. Hall, good morning. I've got a Mother's Day question as far as getting some advice on this. I have two parents that are 96 years old and extremely healthy. They've both been vaccinated, and we're planning on having a get-together for Mother's Day. Everyone that's coming to the house has been vaccinated. So my question is can we wear masks? Do we have to wear masks? Do we not wear a mask, or is this not even advisable anyways?
All right, good. There's a lot there. Good question, Jim. What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, that's a great question, and certainly a lot of people are going to be wondering the same thing for this Sunday. So if everybody who is going to be involved has been vaccinated, then the current recommendations are that you can go in and enjoy each other's company without masks. So that is the current recommendation, and obviously now, but that's based on being vaccinated within the last 6 months, and obviously, the vaccines haven't been out and available to the population for greater than 6 months. So if everybody is, then you should be able to enjoy each other mask-free.
Now, is there a concern about numbers? Because we could have upwards of, say, 25 people in the house, but all vaccinated.
Well,
would that change the dynamics?
So the CDC recommendations don't go that high as far as numbers go, so that is a big number. First of all, you must have a big house in order to have 25 people in it.
Well, we have,
but I would say that,
brothers and sisters. So
now I'm talking about my personal recommendations, which is that if everybody in the house is vaccinated, and that's a pretty high number, but you should still be able to enjoy each other without masks.
with that number. Okay.
And I think the other part of this, Doc, and I'll ask you just an addendum to that, to Jim's question, and that is, if one of those 25 or 26 family members doesn't feel well on Sunday morning, they probably would need to make the sacrifice and do the right thing and not show up.
So that's exactly right, because, again, while they're all vaccinated, we know that there's a 5% failure rate. 5% of people do not respond to the vaccine. So if somebody feels ill for any reason, it is better for them and for everybody else if they choose to stay home and maybe video in to say hi to everybody else.
How are you cooking for all these people, Jim? That's a lot of people.
We have upwards of 35-plus grandkids, and you name it. So This is a small get-together for 96-year-old parents that have 8 kids.
That's pretty awesome.
So this is, so that's my biggest question: is should we wear masks? Should we not wear masks? I mean, we could make this a little smaller by just keeping it with the siblings and their spouses, and keep everybody else away. But there could be 25 people. And and my parents are really healthy. They drive, they cook, they live by themselves, and everybody's been vaccinated.
All right.
So that's not a problem. Okay.
All right, Jim. Thank you.
All right.
Enjoy that.
It.
Okay.
Thank you,
Doc. I got to tell you, first of all, I have to thank you for reminding me that Mother's Day is Sunday. I completely thought it was next Sunday.
So did I.
But it's this Sunday. Funny how that crept up on us a little bit. I want to ask you, somebody was debating with me on Twitter. That was fun. On Friday, and it was about the fact that, listen, everybody's going to get it. Herd immunity is the only way to go. But aren't we learning that herd immunity, especially with the variants, is not going to happen, that we're not going to reach that natural herd immunity like you might with chickenpox?
Yeah, so I think you're spot on there. The variants are a significant X factor with that because, we have learned, looking down at what's going on in Brazil and other places around the world, but especially in Brazil, that the variants can actually significantly reinfect people that were already infected with the native coronavirus. Yeah. So all bets are off.
And then I'll finally, with your crystal ball, that you have more data than you did when we probably asked this question 6 months ago. Is this going to be like the flu, do you think? Are we leaning towards where you got to get inoculated every year, or do we still not know?
So we still don't know for sure, but if you're asking me what my crystal ball is telling me, my crystal ball is telling me that we probably will need some inoculation going forward, at least for the first year or two. If we can quash this down so that there's no opportunity or minimal opportunity for new variants, then that may not be necessary in the long term. Yeah. But for the short term, I do believe that it is true.
Have a wonderful day, Doc. Do it again tomorrow in the 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock hour tomorrow.
Yes, thank you. Hey, I just want to say this is Nurses Week, and I want to say thank you and just I have so much empathy and support for all the nurses out there. So thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Doc. Enjoy the day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you. Everybody be safe.
And so it's National Nurses Week and National Teachers Week, all at the same time.
And Mother's Day. Sunday.
And Mother's Day. Holy moly, too much going on.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.